morning, everyone. Welcome to my training. I will take you through a program that is called Live Like Few Minutes. It is about empowering professional women to lead, influence, and thrive. So this is a little bit about me, who I am. I've got over 20 years as a global leader in multinational companies all over the world, in fast-moving consumer goods companies, industries. I do have vast building and coaching, merge and acquisitions. I have actually a master in engineering, and most of my career, and actually all of my career, has been in R&D, apart from the last 2 years. I'm also an ICF, International Coaching Federation, proactive and professional coach, and I'm a certified leadership profile assessment coach as well. I'm originally from Portugal, Malaysia is the seventh country I live in. I've been told that I'm energizing, inspiring, and connector, so I love working and being around people and connecting people. And these are some of the companies I worked with, and also the companies that merge with each other or create and build companies out of those merges. So what brings us here today? So the aim of today is really, as I said, to empower professional women in the workplace so they can thrive in different environments. And the program consists on raising your self-awareness to start with. That's going to be a big part of the program. And I gear you with the right tools and strategies so you can really build your leadership mindset and things like communication skills and other strategic tools that will be needed to lead with confidence in the world out there and obviously make an impact and influence. So, what will you get at the end of the training? At the end of the training, you'll be able in 1 month to activate your unique leadership skills. And what we'll do today is I'll be guiding you, and together we'll be reflecting, and we'll be exchanging thoughts and ideas so you can identify your unique leadership style. And my promise is that if you really are willing to put your efforts and mind into it, in a month's time you'll be in a position that you can really leverage the best of you. So I'll give you a little bit of an overview of the agenda for today. We'll start with a little icebreaker. I'll take you through that, and it's really about to get to know each other and really how to set up right for the day. So you are here fully present and you start embedding some of your leadership skills after a discussion around the topic. I'll explain all about it. Then I will focus mostly on module 1, and most of it is really a self-awareness exercise and approach, whereby you'll be able to start bringing out your leader within and those skills and abilities that you probably need to awaken. So I will cover your leadership style, preliminary assessment for your SWOT analysis, strengths, opportunities, threats, and weaknesses. I will take you through the importance of values in leadership, as well as emotional intelligence, the importance of it, how to recognize it, and how to leverage your EQ. And at the end of the module, besides continue raising your awareness about leadership presence. In order to overcome challenges you face on a day-to-day basis or when you feel stuck, I'll take you through a model, and it's called Work from Byron Katie. And this is about how you can shift your mindset. So this is a very powerful tool and very simple to follow, and we'll give it a go. So this is module 1. After that, I will have a little break. This is going to be quite an intense part of the program. Then we'll have before lunch a module 2 about empowering and yourself and bringing your leadership out to the world. And again, I'll take you through a very powerful model that's called Intended Empowerment Dynamic Model, as well as raising awareness when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace, particularly the woman, since this program is mostly focused on women. It's very important to understand the dynamics of the workplace, and for that, I'll bring up some of the key facts and statistics that I learned as part of the leadership circle profile assessment training that I had. We'll have a break for lunch, and we'll restart in the afternoon with an energizer exercise where we'll cover leadership power walk and I'll like take you through it so you revitalize, you get a little more of energy back into yourself. So don't fall asleep right in the afternoon. Then we'll have module 3, where we'll start talking about skills you need as a leader, and how to bring those with power, communicating with power. So I'll share some the top 3 strategic communication skills you can adopt straight away, as well as covering the importance of leadership presence and the power of storytelling as a leader. So few tools that I will cover this afternoon in module 3. We'll have a little tea or coffee break with some snacks and some time to socialize before we move to the final module of the day, which is module 4, where you bring all those awareness that you raised in the morning, all those models and tools that you can then put all together and you start taking action. So you will bring a few top family influencing tools to add to your toolkit and a framework I've developed called LEAD. So you can design a personal pledge straight away from today and how to conduct your peer reviews from there. So all in all, we'll start with video raise of awareness, learning about leadership impact and requirements, and then through some models we start bringing up all together towards the end where we fix it to action. And this is how the day will look like. So let's start with some introductions first, because maybe we sort of know each other, and I will invite you actually to stand up and to do something I call 3 H's. One is about open your room, the other is about sort of highlights, and the other touch. So what I would like to do is 5 minutes each. You just share who has influenced you as a leader in your life. It could be personal life or work life. Highlights, which moment, could you specify which defining moment or the experience you had as leadership moments that you recall very well and impact you, as well as what's a learning that you can share with the other that you took away from some moments of leadership in your life. So all in all, we'll spend 20 minutes, but I'd like you to stand up and a little bit before we start. And I'll join you. You want to join me as well? So we'll do it in pairs.
Yeah, we can do pair. If you pair with
Me?
yeah.
And or you will come with one of the pairs.
Pair.
Yeah.
That's pair with pair.
With you?
No, I mean we can just pair with mom and four.
Oh, four? Oh, we'll do it together?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you guys. All right, so let's start.
So we're gonna do this one by one.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do maybe introduce myself. I'm Sandy, I'm from China, and I've been working in 4 different countries so far. And my grandpa, I would say that's the most influential person in my life, even I never met him in person, because when I was born, and unfortunately he already passed away, but he's a legend even in my hometown area, because he's very successful a businessman and also very successful politician as well. So I got a lot of the stories from my grandma, even I never met him in person. My highlights moment, I will say that I did a very successful commercial real estate project in Malaysia within 9 months, and that's probably the record for the Malaysia's commercial projects completing the time records, because before my projects, there's no such a project can complete within 2 years. So I did it in 9 months. I'm very proud of that, and of course it's gonna get through so many barriers, because new country, new projects, never worked with this company before, so the team is also brand new, and not everyone familiar with the project, probably I'm the only one. So become as a leader to lead everyone who's not really familiar with the culture of the commercial projects are hard and very new. Still, I lead the team and we reach the goal, and proud of that. Of course, I learned a lot from that project. Yeah, that's also the highlight and also the hardship.
What does the key learning you take away?
Well, never doubt yourself. Be confident. And then believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, you think you can do that, actually you can do that.
Let's do it next. You. Wow. You don't sound real next to it. It's for cool.
Actually, it's really nice. Almost a beautiful topic, just for knowledge. And like, I think yeah, that's just it's learning. So I received a scholarship in primary school. They also see routine, this down to soccer. And I had a lot of activities in Korea, and also received the leadership for a few times. And I think that's a very good practice for my leadership. And I think I think I'll get through think about that. It's like communication for whether it's for your blog or between the different blogs. I think there's very important things that you have to communicate and collaboration with each others. And I think the most important thing is yeah, you have to speak on this and you can because you have to be others. You have to be with others not have to be you ready. You don't even have to say, okay, others was what you talk about, what are things, or your actions. And so
the key takeaway learning from you is what you be confident. So that's what you have present when you attain those.
yeah, I think that's a good word for it. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So take care.
Here, I say my mom is my peer. When I was young, she was a teacher in the kindergarten, but at that time, we had no time to communicate with my mother because she take care of her students in the kindergarten. I think I only depends on myself. So I think because of that, I studied by myself, I learned by myself, and I grew up by myself. But I think that's a good way for me. I like stay by myself in a silent space. I can stable. My emotion is very stable.
Okay. May I ask how you see your mother as a model, as a leader? What are key?
Though she is also a leader in the kindergarten, but she
But leader for you.
leader.
A leader for you.
Yeah.
What's the reason you identify her as your leader?
She always tell me a lot of story, and when I grew up, I think this story lead me to forward like her life. I don't know how to influence me, but I think the story only deep in my mind. When a lot of things happened, I can download the story in my mind, and I can know how to do it. I don't know why, but that's like a movie. I keep careful with numbers.
How do you do that? And then I related to the review.
Oh, you have to do planning.
Plan.
Sorry, so we like give the more members in the single, it's like giving them the single talk to ensure they're interested and they're at least something like that, I guess.
There's also a link to teamwork and collaboration as well. This is more about making strategic decisions and choices. So that's what chess imagine.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
about being strategic, making the right choices so you can. What about this one? Ripple in water. Ripple effect. You know what a ripple effect is?
Yeah.
Is that kind of like remind me that even a small action or can reflect a lot? So you have to make sure you make a correct decision on where the strategic states you take.
Now you're completely right. It's about being aware that anything we do or say will impact someone or something. Good, in a good way or a bad way. So again, it's linked to this, not only self-awareness, but awareness of our actions and our behavior, also the way we speak, we talk, we act with others. So, and maybe I would add a little bit more to what you said, something beginning. So this is about good. So a true leader bases his or her actions and decisions on their core values, on the values and purpose of their life. So it's rooted in a relational presence, and we'll go over a bit of that later. But this is in a nutshell a little bit what leadership is, and the way we go about it, then is what we will purpose about. Okay. Any other questions? So now I'd like you, if you have a piece of paper, I'd like you to do a little exercise. I can give you some. Do you have paper? Paper. So I'm familiar with the SWOT analysis.
Yeah.
Are you
Yes, and that,
Familiar with SWOT analysis?
Yeah.
So basically is an assessment whereby there are 4 quadrants, and on the left-hand side, you have what we call more positive traits, and on the right-hand side, more negative. So you've got here strengths and opportunities, and you have weakness and strengths. And I'd like you to spend 5-10 minutes reflecting. Use the stories that you shared earlier and others to start identifying what your strengths are as a leader, what opportunities you see to leverage those strengths even more, and what are your development opportunities. I like to call it weaknesses as such, and any potential strengths to your leadership that you see today. So I'll mark your time. you doing one more minute today?
Yeah, good.
Two more minutes.
Before we share.
Are you doing one more minute today?
Yeah, good.
Are we okay to share? 1 more minute, maybe? Yeah,
Finish.
that's fine. Oh, I think we can. Thank you so much for joining us because sorry we started, but you can get us to the beginning of this lecture. So, are we ready to share? All right. So just a little recap for Nicole. So basically, well, thanks for coming. I'm sorry I sent you the wrong direction. But basically, I started by saying that this is a presentation to empower professional women becoming the best leaders they can in their lives and at work. We went through a little bit of what I think what leadership is and also what we will see leadership is. We introduced ourselves and we highlighted who is our hero in our lives. Also, at that moment, we marked us as a leader and also the learners are taking away. So just quickly to catch up, so I'd like you to embrace this leader within you as much as you can today, so you are present and you really get the best out of the program. So now we are exploring our leadership style, and it's something you can catch up on with later. But now I'd like to hear some of you about what you came up with. Any new news, any surprises during this exercise? Who wants to share? No? Okay. Any other reminders?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You want to share something?
I was I do my SWOT analyzing myself. And then I'll just reflect, especially for the weeklies of freedom. I have to always and threats. I have to be always aware and remind myself what my weakness and what is my needs to the threats. So of course the strengths and opportunities. The strength is you always know where is it, and you can do more actually by along with you get more experience and along with your lifetime. You always can add up with strengths. You can reduce your weakness, but don't ever expect that you won't have any weakness. Everyone has a weakness. What we can do is that we can enhance our strengths and avoid or reduce the weakness, and then in order to control the threats and get more opportunities.
else wants to share? Sweetie, you want to share your learnings? If there's also something that you want to remind yourself as a leader.
My strengths, I like energetic because I feel always.
Our core values are because, as I said, they give us direction. When you're not afraid, they can stabilize us. They guide our decisions. They help us setting boundaries. If something doesn't feel right, it's not in line with who you are, and that's not going to make you happy.
Thank you.
I like your training. Actually, I'm learning.
Good, that's the invitation, right? Right, so let's continue. So thank you very much for the exercise. I hope you have identified your core values and keep them in mind in everyday life. That's the most important thing. So base all of your decisions and choices on your values. Let's move on now about the importance of emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is an underrated value. We, in the old days, used to talk a lot about IQ, how high is your IQ, but actually, emotional intelligence is now more important than IQ. So, what is emotional intelligence? It's all about relationality. It's about the ability to recognize, understand, and manage not only our emotions, but also how to recognize, understand, and influence other emotions, others' emotions. Critical trait in leadership. And indeed, almost 90% of leadership success is linked to emotional intelligence rather than IQ or technical skills, as I was saying. So you can be an expert in your field, the best technical skills, super clever, but if you cannot relate with others, if you live in isolation, in a silo, you can't also succeed as a good leader. You will be a leader in your expert field, but not necessarily a leader which has a big impact on the world around. So this is a bit of a summary of what leadership is, and it's about self-awareness. As I said, know your emotions and self-regulation. So when a team member outbursts, you know how to deal with a complicated situation. It's about inspiring others, about motivating others and leading others, being driven by motivation to achieve your goals. It's about empathy, again, understanding others' emotions, social skills, managing relationships with others, and again, it's about listening. The listening skills are super critical, as well as having a clear willingness to understand the others. So all of these factors are very important in leadership when you have conflict situations or people around us also can lose their calm. A lot of people are stressed out there, so we really need more than ever to be effective, to regulate ourselves so we can deal with the world in the most effective way. I do have a nice exercise here for you to conduct, but I suggest you do it at home because it really measures where you are at and the areas that you score less. In here, from a scale of 0 to 10, those are the areas you should focus on, you should work on. So make sure that you keep working on your emotional intelligence to succeed as a leader. And final part of this module is about recognizing that our thoughts or narratives are not facts. And it's actually a very nice module I can share with you from Byron Katie, which helps us to shift this mindset. It's a very simple technique that you can all do it to create this space between ourselves and our thoughts. They're not necessarily truths, and really it will change the relationship you have with yourselves. So I will take you through that so you can overcome the imposter syndrome, stuckness, as well as create your own stories in your mind that will allow you to move forward. And this will obviously enable you to step into what we want, authenticity and self-leadership. So what's the model about? It's called The Work. It's a beautiful book you can read, and she takes you through her own work. She actually designed it based on her own struggles. She was really collapsing and she came up with this model in her life, and now she can teach the whole world about it. And it starts by clearly challenging if something annoys you. Let's say my husband lied to me. And you ask yourself, is this really true? Because automatically the autopilot of our brains tells you, yes, of course it's true. If we come up and say, actually, no, you jump back just to questions. But before you go there, the second question you ask, can you absolutely know that's true? Again, yes. So you establish this down. And then, knowing this is true, so this is true, how do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? It's a thought. That man hasn't lied to me. How do you feel? Bring up your emotions, things like that. And finally, who would you be without that thought? Let's say it makes me angry, mad, frustrated, and then ask you to step out of that thought. Say, who would I be without that thought that might has about me? Oh, I'll be much happier, I'll be collaborating more, etc., etc. So this is a very simple sequence you can all go through. And to make it even more powerful, you turn it around. If the thought was, let's say, this example, he hurt me. Also turn around, I hurt me, or I hurt him, or actually he didn't hurt me, he helped. So when you turn it around, let's say, this one I hurt me, or instead of I said, my husband lied to me, or I lost my husband. And then you look through that, and this is true or truer than the original thought. So let's say I hurt me instead of he hurt me. This is truer or truer than the original thought. And then you go through the process. And the fact that you get your thought out in the paper and you explore it, you really start feeling light. And you, most of the times, you realize the thought is not true. It's just your own narrative, your own brain for you to make those words. So give it a go, and we'll come back in the break after some coffee and tea too. which is the module 2, where I'll share with you some models to empower you as a leader and to bring this inclusive leadership to your forefront. Very important in day-to-day world. So I'll start by sharing with the 10 Empower Dynamic module, the importance of diversity and inclusion, as well as some important learnings and facts from leadership circle. Alright. Sorry, too fast. So, what is this triangle model all about? So again, it's a fascinating series of reflection books, and the reason I brought it up because I found it so powerful, and it is being used all over the world by coaches. And it's a model that we all step into. Imagine a triangle, but in a space, and basically we all play different roles in life. We are either playing a victim role, we are the executor role, or the rescuer role. In any story in our life, we are either behaving as a victim, a rescuer trying to help someone, or a hero, sometimes we call it, or because we are playing someone, right? And the idea is you turn it around. You turn it around. So when you catch yourself in one of these roles in life, you need to move to a role that, for instance, the rescuer, will actually become a coach. The victim will become the creator. And the prosecutor will become the challenger. So, for instance, the challenge is when you challenge yourselves. Again, as I said before the break, we catch ourselves telling stories all the time in our minds, with our energies. The idea is not challenging themselves. Are they really true? As a creator, instead of blaming the others, blaming the situation, we actually bring creativity into the situation. What is possible in this challenging situation? Rather than giving up, it's like, damn it, I really don't like this, the way it's done in my life. What can I turn into? So moving into this, the same as the rescuer, instead of being a pleaser or trying to help others all the time and just sometimes fulfill our own ego, we actually become more as a helping buddy, coach. So how are you doing today? What can I help to do? It's just listening, just a pair of friendly shoulders. So you step into a coaching role. This is the Empowerment Triangle. And as a leader, it's very important you spend more time on the bottom triangle than on the top triangle. Because it's very easy to blame the situations, to feel like a victim of everything and everyone, but actually we are our own leaders, and we are the ones who gain control of our choice, our decisions, our life, and nobody else will. So this is a very powerful model. I invite you to use it. Again, when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, that's inclusive leadership. I'll give you a little story, about my personal journey. As a woman from a South European country, I worked in many different countries and different cultures. And to be a leader in different departments, in different cultures, as a woman is not easy. It's not easy, particularly in hierarchical or patriarchal cultures. So more than anything, as a woman, we need to set the example. We tend to be our worst enemies, and we should help each other and lift each other up as much as we can. Only then we honor our individuality, our authenticity. We can embrace others' beliefs, other values, other people's choices, partnership, but also choices in the way they dress, the way they are in the world. So we can include everyone. Before I came to Malaysia, actually, there was a massive global conference, training in a way, for LGBTI plus, at the time it started plus awareness in the company. And I tell you, a few days later, an extra toilets were set up besides male and female, so people felt they belonged. Because there were people who didn't know in the company, they did not recognize themselves either male or female. And the company took those actions. And I know not every country is in that place today, but it's very important to understand that men are different from women as leaders, and even besides the male-female, there's other choices that as a leader need to be aware and we have commonalities that's just think different, relate differently in the world and need to be inclusive. So that's a little bit about my experience. And as a woman, again, we will touch base on it in the next modules about our differences and embracing them rather than trying to change ourselves. And linked to any questions so far, sorry, I'm going too fast. Do you agree that sometimes it can be oversensitive women?
Yeah. We have seen in China that three women become a place that means women always have their source, and this source is too complicated or complex. So it's making things even harder. And of course, it's also because women is more willing to express compared to men. The man is more just controlling inside, not to express what they are feeling. Right?
Yeah. So we definitely need to join efforts to write more as women. I just joined the Global Women Leads mentoring program, where women from all over the world mentor others for 6 months, and then after we go through the program as a mentee, we become mentors of other women from a very different background. My current mentor is from the Philippines, but I got it from Africa, from Latin America, all over the world. And it's on a volunteer basis, but I heard it's very powerful. And again, they are now learning and we must support each other. You know, it's crazy because the fact is that the world is dominated by men, believe it or not, still is, and there's a massive gap still on pay change. And yes, this gap has been reduced over time, but we are far from where it should be. So women in leadership, and it's not about being competing for power. Leadership is not about power necessarily. So making sure that we bridge those stats and those gaps is very important. So we should continue help each other to be strong, and that's my role here today, to empower you to stand for your guns, your strengths, and really go out there and fight for what you believe in. So I believe you're all hungry. Let's have some lunch to recharge and to come back in 15 minutes. Thank you very much for your visit. Right. Welcome. invite you to stand up for a few minutes. And basically, after lunch, we all
communicating with power is not about you showing that you are powerful above the others, that you can squeeze the others just because you are authoritarian and not the kind of power I'm talking about. I'm more talking about the top 3 communication skills we discussed, which are about active listening not only with the ears but with the eyes, with the body, to what is said and to what is not said, is about being clear with your message and being concise and use as less words as possible. The more words you put in, the more complexity is likely to come out. Be very clear with that. And check in, ask if the other person understood or wants you to repeat. And at the same time, don't forget that emotional intelligence is critical, being empathetic with the others, being aware of your own emotions, being able to manage your emotions. It's not about controlling or eliminating your emotions, because you need to feel the emotions to feel better and lighter. So again, within communication, that's the presence, is the way we show up, the way we enter in a room, the way we are in the meeting room, or at the table, or just walking alongside others. Don't sit in a confrontational position, not necessarily always standing the other down, and try to keep eye contact and be aware of the importance of your presence. Shoulders down, chest open, clear breathing, clear thoughts, and that's what is important. And also, when you walk, feel your feet on the ground. Feel that that will give you a good posture rather than, being wobbling maybe with your high heels, but still try to be stable. But be important, aware of the way you, while it's a way to communicate and express yourself. Our storytelling, anytime you have a chance, bring a story up to illustrate a vision, an idea, and in storytelling we use a lot of metaphors sometimes, or even different characters that are not necessarily real, but just to help illustrate the point. So this is a little bit of, in summary, what we cover. And
in 15 minutes after some coffee and tea or water or whatever you want. All right, welcome back. I hope you had a good break. So, as a summary, when it comes to communicating with power, it's not about you showing that you are powerful above the others, that you can squeeze the others just because you are authoritarian and not the kind of power I'm talking about. I'm more talking about the top 3 communication skills we discussed, which are about active listening not only with the ears but with the eyes, with the body, to what is said and to what is not said, is about being clear with your message and being concise and use as less words as possible. The more words you put in, the more complexity is likely to come out. Be very clear with that. And check in, ask if the other person understood or wants you to repeat.
And at the same time, don't forget that emotional intelligence is critical, being empathetic with the others, being aware of your own emotions, being able to manage your emotions. It's not about controlling or eliminating your emotions, because you need to feel the emotions to feel better and lighter. So again, within communication, that's the presence, is the way we show up, the way we enter in a room, the way we are in the meeting room, or at the table, or just walking alongside others. Don't sit in a confrontational position, not necessarily always bending the other down, and try to keep eye contact and be aware of the importance of your presence. Shoulders down, chest open, clear breathing, clear thoughts, and that's what is important. And also, when you walk, feel your feet on the ground. Feel that will give you a good posture rather than, being wobbling maybe with your high heels, but still try to be stable. But be important, aware of the way you move, while is a way to communicate and express yourself. Power of storytelling. Anytime you have a chance, bring a story up to illustrate a vision, an idea, and storytelling use a lot of metaphors sometimes, or even different characters that are not necessarily real, but just to help illustrate the point. So this is a little bit of, in summary, what we covered, and now we can have a little break. Welcome back. Yeah, feel free to join us again. And final module is about living like you in action, as we said, live like you mean it. It's no point just to lead if nobody's following you, or if you lead from your own side or your own mind. You can have great ideas, but if you don't share them, if you don't take action upon them, that's not leadership. So make sure you use your top feminine influencing tools, which we discussed already, but we'll remind you of them, which is about being more passionate, is the core feminine tool, be collaborative, be open to hear others' opinions and ideas, and use your relational power. We are very good relating with others, no matter who people are, and make sure that those aspects that they are not submitted, and don't try to copy nail tricks. Yes, there are certain things that you can learn from them without, and of course, they are complementary. The point I'm making is don't give up your feminine powerful tools and adopt male traits only. So we need both. We need both because at times we need to actually be more firm, not just too soft all the time. So make sure that you keep that in mind. Lead framework. L from living with authenticity from within. E, don't forget helping the others find the so it's like you empower others, like you motivation, inspire others. The third, clarity. Don't be afraid to say no. And don't say yes all the time, but also don't be arrogant and respectful of the other. Don't just say no and leave it. Come up with a choice or a compromise so that you can move forward. And take action, drive change, drive community, drive effectively. So lead framework. If you think of leadership, you are the leader. Just remember lead and the rest will come. Because I just this space we view today, the importance of authenticity and thinking about the others, not just about yourself, but taking action. So I invite you to write down a sentence, and you can
share it about what you are doing from today onwards. So within a month, we can bring to life all the beautiful learnings we got from today, or retreat and quality will work from today training. And they were all alone inside you. Sometimes a question of just stop for a moment and reflect and have the right opportunity to bring out the best in you. So you can bring that straight away to your workplace, conduct your peer reviews in a non-confrontational way, but in an aligned, collaborative, compassionate way. So, yes, well, please make sure that you take an action, and if you feel like sharing maybe one action you want to, we didn't actually let Sweetie to talk much today, and Nicole, maybe you can share just a couple of things you maybe will do from today. Do you have something in mind that you would like to move forward with or take action on that what you learned today?
Reading more both choices. So it felt like it would be good to make sure that we could and speak all choices and
Very good. And you, Sweetie? What will you do different? What do you think can be different with the idea step forward?
Feels like the leadership from the women side is actually very natural because they're always as a leader of their family. One day she will become a mom and where's the play the role in the family as a leader.
You are so right. Yeah, sometimes we say that a woman coming back from maternity is much more capable than any other man or woman that was not a mom in terms of organizational skills, because the amount of things that women or family women needs to deal with that needs structure, needs organization, needs prioritization. That's something that we learn on the job. You know, kind of women, so that's very, very important. Yeah, just reminding ourselves of that. That's very important. Very good. So I take some questions now, if you have. Otherwise, I thank you very much for your time today. I hope you found it valuable and will make a difference in our relationship.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. And of course, naturally, the point I'm making is don't give up your feminine powerful tools and adopt male traits. So we need both. We need both because at times we need to actually be more firm, not just too soft all the time. So make sure that you keep that in mind. Lead framework. L from living with authenticity from within. E, don't forget helping the others find the mountains. So it's like we empower others, like give motivation, inspire others. The third, clarity. Don't be afraid to say no. And don't say yes all the time, but also don't be arrogant and respectful of the other. Don't just say no and leave it. Come up with a choice or a compromise so that we can move forward and take action, drive change, drive community, drive effectively. So lead framework. If you think of leadership, you are the leader. You know, just remember lead and the rest will come.
So I invite you to write down a sentence and you can share it about what you are doing from today onwards. So within a month, we can bring to life all the beautiful learnings we got from today, or the tricks and qualities you will can learn from today training. And they were all along inside you as a question of just stop for a moment and reflect and have the right opportunity to bring out the best in you. So you can bring that straight away to your workplace, conduct your peer reviews in a non-confrontational way, but in an aligned, collaborative, compassionate way. So, yes, well, please make sure that you take an action, and if you feel like sharing maybe one action you want to, we didn't actually let Sweetie talk much today, and Nicole, maybe you can share just a couple of things you maybe will do from today. Do you have something in mind that you'd like to move forward with or take action on that what you want today?
We more actually both from choices. So it felt like it would be good to make sure that that's good and still our choices and
Very good. And you, Sweetie? What will you do different? One little thing can be different with the original step forward.
Feels like the leadership from the women's side is actually very natural because the woman is as a leader of their family. One day she will become a mom and play the role in the family as a leader.
You are so right. Yeah, sometimes we say that a woman coming back from maternity is much more capable than any other man or woman that was not a mom in terms of organizational skills, because the amount of things that a woman or a family woman needs to deal with that needs structure, needs organization, needs prioritization, that's something that we learn on the job. You know, kind of women, so that's very, very important to work. Yeah, just reminding ourselves of that, that's very important. Very good, so I take some questions.